What has a partner done during sex that's totally ruined it for you? Not my partner, but one time we were going at it and the neighbor's kid came out on the porch to play hot cross buns badly on his recorder. Never has it been so hard to come. We had to call it. Recorder is definitely up there for least erotic instrument. Some years ago, my wife, in the middle of it all, out of nowhere, asked if I had moved the clothes from the washing machine to the dryer. He did, he said so, and she came immediately. I took my pants off before my shirt and she said, oh porky pig in it. So you immediately went, that's all, folks. We were having sex, literally in the middle of ducking, and he whispers in my ear, we gotta wash the car. Did you ask him to talk dirty to you? Went back her place for a drink. We had a drink and she excused herself. She came back dressed to the nines. Black bra, panties, thigh highs, and heels. She climbed on top of me and worked her way down to giving me a blowjob. About 2 minutes into a pretty amazing act, she looked up at me and projectile vomited, hitting my face all the way down to my crotch. She basically told me to leave after that. Nothing like you bring home wearing and smelling like vomit. XGF would talk dirty during sex, which is fine, but her dirty talk would get really detailed and outlandish and she'd ramble on and on. One time during one of her speaking in tongues episodes, she imagined we were in a fancy restaurant and I was eating her out under the table and she was describing how the food was tasting, the appetizers, the main course, the dessert, the wine in great, agonizing detail. Another, after watching a World Cup game, she told a story of me ravishing her at center line after scoring the game-winning goal. She'd describe in painstaking detail the goal, I'm talking a couple of minutes, while we were having sex, before she'd talk about any sexy stuff at all. In all honesty, I'd be internally laughing far more than I'd ever be turned on. You should have replied "Gulal" in a Spanish accent. Started talking about random subjects that had nothing to do with sex. Yes, I know we should fix that lawnmower soon. I don't care, love me, goddammit. During a hand job one time I had my right arm underneath this girl's ass, feeling her up, and she blasted me with this humongous fart that was so damn thunderous I instantly lost any ounce of hard I had. Bent my dick in half and man did it hurt. She was curious as to what it felt like for me. Gotta be careful. You can actually break your jimmy, seriously, Google it. It is just as bad as it sounds. Do not Google this. Passed out. One moment she is moaning and squirming, and the next moment she passed out. I obviously stopped and tried to wake her. After she woke up she told me I should have finished. She can faint when she gets too excited. I just couldn't. Despite her instance that it is normal for her and okay, my brain tells me it is not right to keep going on an unconscious person. Reached over my head to grab a box on his headboard and showed me the contents, a hypodermic needle and a tiny glass vial on a leather cord. Then he said he wanted to take my blood and wear it around his neck. When I told him that he wasn't inside me when he was fingering me, he decided to cross-examine my vagina like a gynecologist. Talk about awkward. Went home with someone after bar close. In the middle of blowing him he says, wow, this is better than watching SpongeBob. I almost lost it. I had the hardest trying not to laugh the rest of the night. Edit, guys, he was in his 40s, not underage by any means. Someone apparently told her guys love having their balls smacked around a bit and proceeded to slap with such gusto with just the tips of her fingers that I keeled over and couldn't move for a while. You dash, smash my balls. Wasn't me. Quote, can you make it bigger? Oof. Was hooking up with my ex, which wasn't an out of the ordinary thing at the time, when I'm balls deep in her and she mentions getting ducked in the parking lot where she works by her new guy mere hours prior. I kept going. I have no self-respect, neither does she. I asked her for a blowjob, since the hand job was not doing it for me. So she proceeds to lightly blow on the tip. I thought it was an inspired beginning, but she just literally blew on my member for the next couple of minutes. I stopped her and asked what she was doing. She said that it was a blowjob, so she was blowing on my little guy. It wasn't that crazy since there are boob jobs and hand jobs. Admittedly she was equally skilled at all of the above, so there was no real best option available. I decided I would instruct her on how to give me a proper blowjob. After some direction, she finally put her mouth around it, and I thought everything was going well. She bobbed her head down then up, and proceeded to lacerate my Johnson with her teeth in multiple locations. I assumed that she would know to keep teeth away from sensitive areas, but I was sorely mistaken. I actually had to go to the ER that night because of the damage, but I will save that for a different post. Thanks for watching Reddit Readings. Be sure to like and subscribe.